Okay, today I am making a recipe that I got off of Pinterest for what is supposed to be chicken Parmesan meatballs. So I am going to make double the recipe, so don't get scared by seeing this 3 pounds of ground turkey meat in my bowl. You can use chicken. I'm going to use turkey because that's what I have on hand, and as usual, I don't feel like going to the store. So we need to add to this. This is something that I don't buy very often. It's the Montreal steak seasoning, Grill Mates. But I've come across a lot of recipes that have been calling for it lately, so I'm glad I have it. So 1 tablespoon. Oh, so that means I'm going to use, okay. Remember, you're going to see me throwing in double. I am making a double batch. So you're going to need 1.5 pounds of ground chicken or ground turkey, 1 tablespoon of Montreal steak seasoning, an egg, which I forgot to get, an egg. Oh wait, that means I need 2 eggs. Duh. Okay. And some grated, 1 cup of Parmesan. You're going to need 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, but right now you're going to need half a cup. But to me, it's Parmesan, so I'm not even going to bother to measure that. I'm just going to throw in what looks and sounds good. So basically, I would end up needing a cup of cheese anyway. Okay. Then you're going to need parsley. A serious drizzle of olive oil. So this is a Rachel Ray recipe, so that to me is a serious drizzle. 4 garlic cloves, and y'all know I use this stuff, and I am down to the bottom, so I'm just going to throw it in with the liquid. Wow, did you see that? Parmesan lid on the garlic. Badass. I'll have to remember that. Okay, let's see here. The Italian seasoning. Okay. And I am going to throw in also a cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm actually using Parmesan style breadcrumbs. I have tried using the store brand generic and they just don't work for me. We've already put parsley in. I am also going to throw in some dehydrated onion and some red pepper flakes. I know, don't freak out. Okay, and then we're going to mix. Go ahead and turn on your oven to 425 degrees. You know, I'm still looking for a meatball recipe that I can make for meatballs that I can, because everything I use is for stuff like this, you know, with cheeses and breadcrumbs, and the girls in the canning group are telling me, no, you can't do that. Okay. It increases the risk for salmonella. Alrighty, and here we have 24 seasoned meatballs that we are going to place in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay. 425 for 15 minutes. And set the timer. And as you can see, here I have, my water's already boiling. Let me turn on my, this is 3 tablespoons of oil, olive oil, that I'm going to heat up. And yes, my stovetop is a mess. I had a spillover yesterday and I haven't had a chance to clean it up. Let's take some pink sea salt and season the water. Alright. And then I like this stuff. The Garden Delight Ronzoni. But this is penne. You can use spaghetti. That's perfectly acceptable. Farfalle. Let's see here, and let's give it a stir so it won't stick. Put that there. Let me get the garlic. And while that olive oil is heating up, you're going to want to, that seems about right. Let's pour in about 5 cloves of garlic. To which I am also going to add, oh boy. Oh, and then it says to cook the garlic for 5 minutes. And then add some red pepper flakes. The 2 cans. And we're also going to need, for a single batch, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And let's try to keep that from burning. And I'm over here with the hand can opener, trying to get these cans of tomatoes open. I didn't leave you. Now, what I am going to do, now it hasn't been 5 minutes, but I'm using like that mechanically minced garlic, and you ought to see what I just did. Y'all would laugh. Okay, since I'm going to be using these, I'm going to go ahead and put the red hot pepper flakes in so they can bloom. Okay. I am covered head to toe in tomato. As you can see from my hand, you want to see my face and you want to see my hair. There we go. There we go. And now it says to add 2 cups of chicken broth. And I don't know where my thingamajiggy is. So, okay. Well, it says this is 2 cups, so we'll use this. All right. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I did it right. Okay, and then we are going to add salt and pepper, I have never made spaghetti sauce with chicken broth before, so this ought to prove to be interesting. I'm throwing in a little extra garlic because that's just how I roll. We love the garlic and we love spicy in this house. And I'm going to throw in some Italian seasoning. Stir it up. And it says to let it simmer for 10 minutes. So pretty much when the timer goes off to turn the meatballs, the broiler on, we'll check on the sauce again. Let me rinse off here. And let me give you the recipe the right way. I'll just read it to you because you got enough of seeing me the other day. Basically for this recipe you will need, and this is for a single batch, 1.5 pounds of ground chicken or turkey meat, 1 tablespoon of Montreal steak seasoning, 1 large egg, 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs, a handful of parsley, plenty of olive oil, 4 garlic cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, preferably San Marzanos because they're Italian, 1 cup of chicken stock, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. Preheat the oven to 425. Add to the chicken your grill seasoning, egg, and half of the grated Parmesan. Parsley, throw in a serious drizzle of olive oil, add 2 garlic cloves, the Italian seasoning, and mix to form 12 large balls. Bake for 15 minutes until golden and firm. Switch the broiler on. While the meatballs bake, and add 3 tablespoons of olive oil to a skillet and cook the garlic for 5 minutes. Add red pepper flakes, tomatoes, and chicken stock. Season with salt and pepper. Simmer 10 minutes, and then after you take them out of the broiler, add the meatballs to the sauce to simmer. So we will be back when everything has gone off and is ready to be incorporated. All right, and the timer's going off. And let's pull them out and take a look at them. And I've also got my 2 pounds of pasta draining. Let's take a look. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the broiler and let it go for 10 minutes. And in the meanwhile, my sauce is reducing nicely. The red pepper flakes are permeating throughout and making it a moderately spicy broth. And in a little while here, I'm going to add the other half cup of Parmesan cheese to this sauce. And when the timer goes off again, it'll be time to add the 24 meatballs to the sauce. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Alrighty, and that buzzer's going off, and you know what that means. Time to pull them balls out of the oven. Alright. Ooh, that's awesome. Aren't they badass? They're bubbling. Can you see that boiling? I don't use the, I rarely in the, couple of decades that I've been doing, oh, let me turn off the timer. I've got 6 kids. That buzz is not annoying to me. I don't think in the couple of decades that I've been cooking that I rarely have ever used the broiler, and rarely is, being generous. Okay, and then we're going to add some Parmesan, to the sauce. It spit at me. Fortunately for my children, I don't like to spit back. Stir that in. Okay, and that thickened it up nicely, and it was already reduced really well. Oh wow, look, it made like a little rosa sauce and turned a little pink there. So let's just make sure that's all incorporated well. And then we'll add our balls. Let's see how many of these 24 we can actually, the cheese is gooey. Like when you eat pepperoni pizza and the cheese comes off in your mouth, that's what the balls are doing. Oh. So I guess I used the processed cheese, like the just generic, you know, pre-grated Parmesan. I didn't go get the highfalutin $8 brick of cheese. So I guess you can use the cheap-ass Parmesan and still get the same results. But of course, Mario Batali and Rachel Ray, they'll all tell you, no you won't. I don't know, we got half of them in, folks. It's looking pretty good. Let's break these up. And you know, I'm surprised, you know, if you lay everything out ahead of time, like this stuff for these meatballs has been laying on the table for a couple of days. If it's laid out, you know, it is so simple to do this. I find that that's the key to eating at home. If you don't really want to be bothered, you know, or you don't want it to be a hassle, just pull it out ahead of time. Prep is everything. Elijah, do you mind there being spaghetti sauce on your meatballs? Are you sure? Because I can leave. I've got 4 out. You want them with or without sauce? Without sauce. All right. All right. And I am just going to let these continue to go on here. I'm going to baste them a little bit. And I am going to let this all simmer and meld together for, I don't know, about another 7 minutes. And then I'll serve it over some pasta. So we will see you guys in another 7 minutes. All right, and he doesn't care. He just wants to be left alone to play his video game. But here we go. We got the 4 here. And you know what? I am going to sauce it just a little bit. Just a little, not a lot. Because that bread is going to be awful dry without a little help. And then, how about a little bit of Parmesan cheese? And there you go. Elijah's open-faced chicken Parmesan. And in about 2.5 minutes, we are going to have chicken Parmesan over pasta. Alrighty, and there's the timer. Open the door for your dad, please. He's got that big box. My husband's been bringing his work home. There we go. And so now, we're going to go ahead and serve. And here we've got our pasta. We put a little penne in the bottom. Gideon, how many meatballs do you want? 4. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you start off with 3 because that's what'll fit in the bowl.
Okay.
Alrighty, and we'll put a little Parmesan there. And there we go. Chicken Parmesan meatballs over penne pasta. Eat at home, y'all.
Is it hot?